How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to the third and final video in the Outsiders Skirmish Season Gauntlet. My name is Kel, also known as Red Zone Rogue, and this is a series where we play with the Outsiders Blitz starter decks, first with budget upgraded versions of the decks, and then a second time with no budget attached, fully upgraded versions as much as we would like. Today, of course, I am playing Benji, the Piercing Wind. It's all about small, unblockable, difficult to deal with attacks with nasty on-hit effects, and following that up with an even nastier attack. There's a lot of really fun stuff you can do with Benji, and I can't wait. So stay tuned for 2 excellent games of Flesh and Blood, featuring another guest that I'm sure you all recognize. So without further ado, let's get on with the Benji budget deck tech. Let's do it. All right, and here is our budget Benji list. Over half of this deck is still that Blitz starter deck, but we did make some significant improvements, some significant upgrades to the deck. And honestly, this is a very, very inexpensive deck to build, with one exception here. And there's a reason why we're running this, because honestly, if you just took this deck at face value without this legendary Shuko up here, then the deck is very cheap. I want to say like 30 or 40 bucks or something like that. And it is very, very strong. So we still have our head jab combo line. I really like the 1-2 punch in this deck because it has a nasty on-hit effect of additional 2 damage. And we are continuing that theme with some upgrades. So we have Vipox here, which is just very hard to defend with Benji and deals some extra bonus damage, sometimes 4. So this could be a 0 for 5, which is pretty good. And then we also have Stab Wound, which can also be another 0 for 4. So it's very similar to like the 1-2 punch here, where you know, it comes in for 2, really difficult to block from our opponent, and then if it hits, then it drains them for life for every dagger that hit. And so doing a blue pitch, Kadachi into a stab wound is ways to deal excellent amount of damage. Other upgrades that we are looking at. Spring Tidings is the big one. This is the one you want for Benji. This is Benji's specialization. This card is insane. When it hits, you get to draw a card for each other attack action card with 2 or less base attack that you control on the combat chain. Oh, it is so good. This card is nasty. You can draw a lot of cards with this. This is the linchpin of the deck. We also have some snatches, which are like little mini Spring Tidings. It's a 0 for 2, just like Spring Tidings. No go again, but on hit, we get to draw a card, which is nice. And we can use our Snapdragon Scalers to give this go again so we can continue our turns. Let's see, we have the good old Ninja Classic Ancestral Empowerment, nice little attack reaction that lets us draw a card. We have some other things here. The Deadly Duo is nice. We can pump up another 2 or less when this hits, and it will likely hit because it attacks for 2. And then we have a Double Strike, which just lets us extend the chain, do a lot of attacks, and it's really, really good for creating chain links for something like Spring Tidings, or you know, just dealing a good amount of damage. So the big upgrade here, money-wise, is the Tiger Stripe Shuko, and it just works so well with Benji. The second attack action card with 2 or less base attack we play each turn has +1, and then damage that would be dealt by it can't be prevented. Is just really good and pushes a lot of damage, and just synergizes really, really well with this deck. I'll be honest though, if you don't want to, you know, splurge for a legendary, the Breaking Scales is just as good, a little in different ways, right? We actually don't have a ton of cards with combo in the deck, but we do have some. We do have like our back heel kicks, our 1-2 punches. So there are some cards with combo, but it also just blocks for 1, which is very, very nice. But if you have the Tiger Stripe Shuko, I recommend it. I think it's really good. And so, yeah, let's check out our guest and see what he's cooking with Arachne Solitary Confinement.
Hey everybody, welcome to the third series, the third set of games, the third gauntlet of this Outsider Skirmish event that is hosted here on the official Flesh and Blood YouTube channel, hosted by and, you know, organized by my good friend Kel, also known as Red Zone Rogue. I am Bill from the Spike Feeders. I am the third contestant for this gauntlet series, and I'm very excited to have the opportunity. The hero that I'm going to be piloting today is Arachne Solitary Confinement. I do think that this hero specifically speaks a lot to me as a player. The effect to give your first attack with stealth go again, giving go again to cards that don't already have go again is something that is near and dear to my heart. For anybody that knows me, I do have a deck where that's the entire idea of it. And you know, in a game where a lot of your action is dictated by action points, being able to just go 2 wide or sometimes 3 wide with your attacks can be incredibly impactful, especially when they have good on hits like we see in this deck. So without further ado, let us go through just a quick overview of what I've brought to the table today. So something that you may notice right off the hop is that this is actually just an unmodified version of the Blitz Precon that you can buy directly from your local game store. Because when I was looking at the decks and I looked at the list for this as it is, I was actually very surprised at the overall strength and quality of the deck. It is actually like pretty similar to some of the decks that I saw people posting online that they were playing with. Obviously, there are a couple different cards in here that don't normally make the cut, but overall, I would say that out of the box, this is an extremely playable deck, and I'm very impressed. So I won't go over really any choices that I made because I didn't make any, but I will go over just the main idea of the deck for anybody who's not totally aware. So with Arachne giving your first attack go again, you're able to usually chain 2 attacks together. So Prowl is really good for that, being a good attack on its own with stealth, so it can be buffed by the attack reactions that are in this deck, and also giving your next attack with stealth +1 can make for some really awkward turns, specifically if you're following it up with an infect, because, you know, being able to threaten an on hit, especially when it gives somebody a little bit of extra damage. There is also Wither and Sedate for the other 2 Pox or the Plague tokens. So all of them are very impactful, all of them are very good, and being able to buff them with Prowl is exceptional. To round out the stealth package, we do also have Isolate, Malign, just Isolate and Malign. I already talked about Wither. But both are really good options as well. Either damage can't be prevented, or they can only block with 1 card from hand, which makes your attack reactions that much more impactful. So this deck does come with 2 copies of Spike with Bloodrot, which is an incredibly strong attack reaction, essentially buffing your attack for 5, the 3 plus the 2 that your opponent might be taking from the Bloodrot. It's really, really strong. Short and sharp as well, to hopefully get some of these on hits. We do have Razor's Edge. All of the attacks in this deck have stealth, so there's no possibility for it to miss. And then 2 copies of Bloodrot Trap as well, to hopefully give your opponent just a couple more Bloodrots, because everybody could use a little bit more Bloodrot in their life. And then for the equipment suite, Mask of Malicious Manifestations and Toxic Tips are the only 2 that block, but they do also have very relevant effects. Since this deck wants to chain 2 attacks together, Mask can help you out a lot by helping you funnel away a card that you might not want to follow up with into a card that you do want to follow up with. So just a little bit of extra consistency already added. Toxic Tips is yet another way to make Bloodrot, which I will never say no to. And then finally we have Blossom of Spring to give you an extra resource if you if you need to attack with your Spider's Bite first, or you want to follow up with an attack reaction. It's a little bit more telegraphed, but still incredibly powerful, as well as Snapdragon Scalers to maybe go 3 wide instead of 2. With the amount of on hits you have in this deck, I would think that that's usually a pretty strong option. But anyway, that was a lot of talk about this pre-constructed deck, but I do think it's very strong. We'll just have to see exactly how strong it is, though, in the upcoming game.
Excellent. You wanted to roll to see who goes first, and I have a funny roll. Do you want to roll with these giant, chonky Legend Story Studios dice?
I do. I just have to go grab those ones specifically.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, sweet. All right. So this die, for those of you watching, is 4 to 9, but we both have a 4 to 9. So we'll just do a high roll. Just do a high roll.
Yeah.
Or you want to do 2?
Oh, you want it? Let's do 2. Let's do 2 for fun.
Oh my god.
These are so large.
I got a 7 and a 9.
I got a 4 and a 9.
Okay, so that means I get to choose.
Yeah, I lose.
I will.
I had a lot of confidence going.
I'm Benji. I guess I'm just gonna go first and try to like, haha, like just kind of get you. So.
I mean, sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Well, good luck. Let's do this.
Good luck to you as well, my friend.
All right. I will definitely try to not remember or try not to forget my Benji triggers here. Okay. Well, this is a very funny first hand. I apologize in advance because this is a thing. All right. I would like to start by playing a blue bee-like water. So this is attacking for 1, has go again, and if it hits, I can pay 1. If I do, I can choose Head Jab, Surging Strike, or Twin Twisters, and it gains the name.
I'm the two options that I have here are either block with my mask or not block at all, and I feel like on the first turn, on the first attack, I should probably just let it. So I'm gonna take 1 and go to 8.
Bee-like water hits, and I am actually not going to pay its on hit. So Bee-like water will remain a Bee-like water.
Okay.
I would like to follow that up with... Oh, this is real nasty. And I think either way, I'm going to force you to... I think either way, I'm going to force you to get some stuff out of your hand. So let's follow that with a cheeky little... Oh, do I want to give you the... It's a really interesting situation here. I think we're just going to follow that up with a Vipox. So
Ooh.
Vipox says, when it hits a hero, they lose life equal to the number of cards in their hand, and it attacks for 1.
Attacks for 1, and it has the buff from Tiger Stripe and from Benji, because Be Like Water did hit.
Oh, that is true. That is true. So it does have both of those.
So that does mean it's coming in for 3.
Yes, that's true. So you can block this if you would like.
Can block this, but I feel like you're gonna try to, as we say in the biz, oozle me. So I think because I can block this from hand, I will. And just gonna decide which ones. I think if I block this for this amount and you have a Razor Reflex, it sucks, but I feel like that's what your is. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna block for 5 with the Spring Load and this Spike with Blood Rot, and then an additional 1 with my Mask for a total of 6.
Ooh, okay. All right, I do have a reaction.
Okay.
I'm gonna crack my Snapdragon Scalers to give it go again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make you use your other piece of equipment. Because I'm gonna attack you with Spring Tidings now. I would like to draw 2 cards, please.
That is unfortunate because, yeah, I can't block that from hand. And if I do block it with my Toxic Tips, it still happens. So
yeah, so it is coming in for 2. It is coming in for 2. So Bill would need some shenanigans.
which I do not currently have. So that will just be hitting me for 2, unfortunately.
And I would like to draw 2 cards because I have 2 cards with base attack 2 or less on the combat chain. So I draw 1 and a 2. I apologize. This turn is really gross for a first turn. I'm going to follow that up with a head jab for 2.
Yeah, I'll take 2. 14.
Doing some Benji stuff. And I would like to follow that up with a 1-2 punch. This is a blue 1-2 punch. It's attacking for 1 and combo. If head jab was the last attack this combat chain, this gains when it hits a hero, deal 2 damage to them. So I'd like to hit you for 1 and then an additional 2 if it hits.
I feel like you have an attack reaction. I feel like that's what you're sitting on for the remainder of this. So at 14, I'll declare no blocks.
Okay, no reactions.
Okay, so I'll take a total of 3 and go to 11.
I would say that's a pretty good first turn. I did some Benji stuff, so I'm pretty happy with that. So if I die now, I've done what I wanted to do. So I'm going to go ahead and arsenal my final card and pass on over to you.
Okay, I'll draw up.
Good to note for you, I have used one of my Spring Tidings and also my Snapdragon Scaler, so...
Yeah, so that's all in all not so bad.
Yeah. Interesting.
Let us... I'm going to pitch this Sedate, blue Sedate, so I'll have 1 floating after that, and I'm going to attack you with this Spider's Bite for 1 with Go again.
Good old Spider's Bite. Still have 3 cards in hand, 1 floating.
Sure do.
Let's see. Alright, so I will... Actually, this is interesting. Do I take the 1 and then get debuffed for the next block, or do I just commit a block now? I'll commit a block now. I'll block with a Be Like Water for 2.
Okay. That's fine. That gets blocked. Then I'm going to follow that up with... Let's say this Prowl. This is a blue Prowl for 1, and it reads, the next attack with stealth that I play this combat chain gains +1. It also has Go again from Arachne.
I will say no blocks.
Okay.
Any reactions?
No, sir.
Good. I'll take 1 and go to 16.
Then let's follow that one up with this Red Infect for 4. And when it hits you, it will create a Blood Rot Pox token.
4 is an awkward amount. Okay. I'm gonna block 3, 4, and hope you don't have a spike in your hand.
How many cards do you have in hand? It would be 2 after this?
I have 2 cards in hand.
Okay. That's fine. That will be fully blocked.
Excellent.
Then I think I'm just gonna arsenal this last card in my hand. Pass to you.
Cool. Say goodbye to my nosy mask. This is the one with the big big nose on
It
it.
does have a schnoz on it.
An absolute schnoz. All right, let's attack. This is a good old-fashioned Kadachi for 1. I'm gonna pitch this blue head jab, floating 2 massive resources.
2 unbelievably large resources.
Yep.
Yeah, that one, that's fine. I'll take 1 and go to 10.
Cool. Sounds good. Kadachi for another 1 with 1 resource floating.
I think that's also fine. I'll go to 9.
Cool. This is just left and right punches. Ha ha. I'll use my final resource and I'll attack with this Twin Twisters from hand. So Twin Twisters, this is a yellow, so it's attacking for 2. And it says it has, when it hits, your next attack gets +1, or I can give this itself +1. I'm going to choose when it hits, my next attack gets +1.
Okay, so it itself is coming in for 2?
Just 2.
And yeah, Benji hasn't triggered, Tiger Stripe Shuko hasn't triggered.
Yep.
Because those care about other attacks hitting. So I will declare no blocks, but not for a lack of wanting to. I will go to 7.
All right, and then from Arsenal, I really like this card from Outsiders. We have a back heel kick. So back heel kick says, combo if Twin Twisters was the last attack this combat chain, and it is. This has, if back heel kick would gain attack, instead it gains that much +1. So it's going to get a +2 from Twin Twisters and a +2 from Benji. It will not get a buff from Tiger Stripe because this is a red one, so it has a base attack of 3. But it does get a 4 from these 2, so it's coming in for 7.
Well, that's my life total.
It is your life total.
So I would say, in fact, I would like to say that it is rude of you to do that.
I feel like Benji's probably kind of rude. He looks like a prankster.
I don't think that's incorrect.
He like eggs the Mugenshi clan dojo.
Let's see. Does that card do? That does that. I do have to preserve my life total, I think, here. So I'm going to block for 6. I'm blocking with a blue Prowl and a red Malign, as well as my Toxic Tips for a total of 7.
Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, I'm just going to pass my turn, and it is going to be yours. See, not all of my attacks are unblockable. Sometimes they attack for 7, too.
Yeah. They're not all dinky attacks. Sometimes they're large.
Yeah.
Okay, so my plan for this turn was I'm going to play this yellow Prowl for 2. Go again from Arachne, and then my next attack with stealth that I play this combat chain gets +1.
Alrighty. I think... What does my turn look like? Interesting. I think I am just going to block for... You said it's coming in for 2?
2.
I'll block 2 with this Deadly Duo.
Okay. Then I'm going to follow that up with this Red Infect for 4.
Red Infect for 4. Woof. Okay, I think... I'd like to keep this card. This is a tricky one here. What are you at?
I'm at 7.
Okay. I'm gonna block... Oh, I do want to keep this in my hand, though. Oh, I'm so greedy. I'm gonna... No blocks. Let's do it.
Oh. Well, I do have to pressure you, so I do have an attack reaction.
Oh,
and I would like to Razor's Edge this Infect.
All right, yeah. Is this a red Razor's Edge?
Yeah, so it'll hit you for 7, and you'll get a Blood Rot Pox.
Going down to 9, Chief. Alrighty.
Oh. Okay, we've closed the life deficit slightly, but you also declared no blocks, which scares me.
It's a little bit of a greedy no block, and let me go grab a lovely Blood Rot Pox here.
You have been affected.
It is my favorite plague, but not the one to have, the one to give. I like giving these, not receiving them.
Yeah.
Alrighty, is it my go? Okay. Yeah, okay, we'll Kodachi for 1, pitching this blue lunging press, floating 2 big ol' resources.
Yep. Yeah, I'll take 1, go to 6.
Alrighty, Kodachi for 1 again.
The same thing. Go to 5.
Okay. Well, I hope you have something, because I would like to Vipox you for 1 + 4.
Yeah, I do not have anything.
All right,
so that is just lethal.
I got there with the Vipox. This card's nasty. This card's really nasty with Benji.
Vipox is one of my favorite cards, just as like a pet card. It is also really good if you precede it with a red Transmogrify.
Oh, yes. It's also quite good when your opponent can't block it either.
Yes.
It turns out it's...
I still have all these cards, but I can't do anything.
It turns out it's just a 0 for 5. Yeah. Stay tuned for our second game when we play with the no-budget versions of these decks. I don't know about Bill's Arachne, but my deck is going to be changing significantly. So stay tuned for that.
Looking forward to it.
All right, now that you've seen the budget decks and gameplay, let's get on to our no budget decks. And it is pretty crazy for this Benji build. I took this a completely different direction. You can call it like a transformative build or something like that. But we went from kind of like Benji doing Benji things, and now we're going to be doing Tiger things. Let's do it. All right, and here is our no budget list. We are going to be going full Crouching Tiger with this. Tiger Benji is an absolute blast, and we're going to be using a lot of these Crouching Tiger generating cards from the Dynasty set. We have some cards that specifically generate Crouching Tigers either in our Banish Zone or into our hand. So we have Predatory Strike, which does that. We have Flex Claws, which also creates Crouching Tigers, as well as the Mind State of Tiger. We have some Tiger synergy cards here with Tiger Swipe and Pouncing Key. But what we really want to do is we want to make a whole bunch of Tigers and then pump them all up. So the key cards here to do that are our suite of Tiger pumping cards. So we have Art of War, which can give +1 to all of our Tigers. You have to be really careful with Art of War because it'll pump up all of your cards, which is generally good, but you want to be careful about when you do this on a turn with something like Spring Tidings, because if you give Spring Tidings an additional +1 there, then our opponent can block it. It's no longer difficult to deal with from Benji's ability. So you just have to be careful with what you're doing and the timing on things. But Art of War is incredible. Creating a Crouching Tiger in hand to banish with Art of War's effect is really, really nice to draw some cards. Head Leads the Tail is very, very good for this. We just choose Crouching Tiger, and then we can Quendel on in with all of our Crouching Tigers with the +1 there. And then Roar of the Tiger is also great, creating a Crouching Tiger in our hand, but then also giving +1 to all of our Crouching Tigers this turn. Other than that, that's basically it. We have a lot of the same cards here. We have the Vipox, or Stab Wound, Salt the Wound, Double Strike, Spring Tidings, all this kind of stuff to help us draw cards and go wide. We did upgrade our equipment loadout with the Fiendel's Spring Tunic, as well as the Mask of Momentum. Mask of Momentum is absolutely insane in Benji, because we can really push the damage through and get the Mask of Momentum triggers to draw those cards. And then the Spring Tunic's really, really nice, actually, for Art of War in particular. You know, being able to use the Tunic resource to play our Art of War and then just banish a Tiger from our hand and live pretty. So yeah, that is our Tiger Benji. I am really excited to play this. I think it's a super fun deck. And so yeah, let's check out Bill's upgraded Arachne and see how they go against each other. Let's do it.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the second part of the third session of the Skirmish Outsiders Gauntlet Series, hosted here on the Flesh and Blood YouTube channel. And I am very gracious to have been invited by my good friend Kel, also known as Red Zone Rogue, to join him to pilot Arachne through this part of the series. I'm really excited for this. Obviously, as you already know, this was a chance for us to showcase some of these new heroes and some of the cards that they had access to, and I think that they all performed exceptionally well. They're all extremely fun and pretty balanced to play against each other. And as I mentioned, I am playing Arachne, so let's go over what the upgrades I made to the Blitz Precon are. So as you can see, a lot of the base cards are very similar to the Blitz deck, which I think is just a really telling facet of the actual design that went into the Blitz Precons. I think that they were really well balanced, and I think that the consistency and overall card quality is actually quite good. So we do have the sort of the regular stealth package. All of these cards are good. They threaten on hits, they have dominate, or they buff your next stealth card. So they're all just good in their own right and pretty relevant in this deck, as Arachne will give the first one go again. Some of the notable inclusions, I added all three of the spikes. So Spike with Blood Rot, Frailty, and Inertia. I think that they are all just really good. Since we run so many stealth cards, being able to buff them and add another on hit just kind of increases the baseline for what your power turns are. Also kind of evens them out on average because we do have 2 of each of these. I also did add a little bit more defense to the deck. It started out with 2 of the Blood Rot traps. I took those out and just added in Sink Below and Fate Foreseen. Really good to draw us towards our more powerful payoffs, as well as just keep us in the game a little bit longer. And then the main sort of bread and butter of the upgrades that I've made here, I added in Infiltrate from Outsiders. Again, just another good stealth card. Technically is card draw if you're able to get it to hit, and also disruption for your opponent, so really, really good. And then also 2 of each of the Dynasty Assassin Majestics. All of them are really good to follow up after a relevant on-hit that your opponent may or may not have treated seriously enough. So being able to just threaten good on-hits, especially Surgical Extraction, I think is really good to kind of keep your opponent on their toes and make them sweat when you attack. And then for the equipment suite, I kept Toxic Tips. I think optimally this should be Flick Flack. I just have yet to get my hands on Flick Knives. Apologies. I just have not gotten my hands on Flick Knives yet. So instead I played Toxic Tips, and I think that it's still a totally fine addition, especially in the matchup. I wanted it to be block anyway, so you know what? I think it was actually maybe even a little bit better. And then on that theme, Crown of Providence to give me a little bit more block. Redback Shroud and Black Tech Whisperers, both really good, especially Redback Shroud with all of the attack reactions I have, but also the fact that they block for 1 and have relevant effects. So anyway, I do hope that these upgrades have panned out. I know that the games that Cal and I played for the budget options were a little bit tough, but we will see how these ones go.
All right. Would you like to give it the old roll?
I absolutely would.
Big boy roll. As an 8 and a 5.
That's a 6 and a 5.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So you win.
I will go first. All right.
Sounds good.
Good luck and have fun, my friend.
To you as well.
I hope you're not allergic to cats.
I have a cat, so.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay. I'm glad to see it. We're gonna be doing some cat stuff right off the bat. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So, first of all, I will not forget my tunic trigger. There we go. Tunic to 1. Now I'm gonna be playing a lot of uninteractable things. You know what? It's hard to say if I just didn't shuffle the deck well. But I drew two. I'm just gonna play them. You'll see. I'm gonna play Roar of the Tiger. And,
you drew 2 Roar of the Tigers? Oh my.
And that's gonna create a Crouching Tiger in my hand. So there we go, Crouching Tiger in my hand. And then all Crouching Tigers get plus on this turn. And then I'm gonna play a second Roar of the Tiger. It's gonna create a Crouching Tiger in my hand. And now all my Crouching Tigers get a +1.
This is what I get for not flying to Portland to play these games in person.
Yeah, I
know. Me missing out on cutting your deck.
Yeah. And then I'm going to play a Predatory Streak. This is only a blue one. I'll create a Crouching Tiger in my banished zone. I may play it this turn. So Crouching Tiger into the banished zone. And then I would like to attack you. Let's attack with the one from the banished zone first for 2 with Go again.
That is fine. I will take 2.
Yeah. I would like to attack you with another Crouching Tiger, but this one's not for 2. This one's actually for 4, because it'll get +1 from Benji and +1 from the Tiger Stripe Shuko. So this is a Tiger for 4.
That is a decent amount. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to declare no blocks. I would like to move to reactions if possible.
I'm going to no react.
I am going to react by playing the Sink Below from my hand.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to put this card on the bottom of my deck and draw a card.
Okay. I would like to react to your react. I'm going to Ancestral Empowerment, giving my Crouching Tiger +1 and drawing a card.
Okay. So I will take 1 damage.
Yep, and that is going to trigger Mask of Momentum, and I will draw another card.
Oh, I'm
sorry.
Your second.
That's only the second one. That's only the second one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Here's the other Crouching Tiger for 2, and the Mask trigger.
You're left with how many cards in hand?
1 card in hand.
I'm gonna block with my 2 pieces of assassin equipment.
Nice. Okay. That'll do it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to draw off of the Mask this turn, but the card that I drew from the Ancestral is another Predatory Streak. So I'm gonna create 2 more Crouching Tigers in my banished zone. I have to put some more Crouching Tigers.
Okay. And that does break the combat chain, correct?
Yes, that does break the combat chain. I'm gonna leave these 2 Roar of the Tigers here just to show that they're
still active.
Yeah, the +1's still there. In fact, I'm gonna banish 2 really nice looking ones instead. So it does break the combat chain, and I would like to attack you for 2.
2 happens.
Yeah. And then I would like to attack you for 2.
I would like to go to 12.
All right. Hey, I did some tigery things this turn.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pass now. Yes. Pass.
Okay.
And then the tigers. Just poof
yeah,
out
that was a
of
lot.
existence. It was a. You know what? It was a lot. Yeah.
Just do this. You do it. I'm gonna attack in with this Wither for 1 with Go again from Arachne. When it hits a hero, create a Frailty token under their control.
Wither for 1, you say? I'm gonna block for 2 with this blue predatory streak.
Have an effect.
All right.
As an attack reaction, I'm gonna break my Redback Shroud
Ooh,
to make my next attack reaction cost 1 less.
that's pretty spicy.
And that will allow me to play this Spike with Bloodrot for 0. To give it +3 and a Bloodrot on.
Yeah, that is gonna hurt. Okay, so I pass reactions.
Okay. So yeah, you would be taking 2 and then getting a Frailty and a Bloodrot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to 15 here, and I'm gonna get a Frailty and a Blood Ray, like you said. All right, so yep, I get a Bloodrot Pox and a Frailty. I'll be honest, I am much more sad about the Frailty than the Bloodrot. Yeah, that's a little rough.
Well, let's see. So that Wither did have Go again, and I'm gonna follow it up. I'm gonna choose to take no prisoners, and also leave no witnesses.
Yeah.
For 4, contracted to banish red cards, and if it hits, banish your arsenal, which is already suspiciously empty, and the top card of your deck.
Well, hindsight is 20/20 on this because I was really debating whether or not I wanted to play both of the roars and save an arsenal one for the next turn. But I'm glad that I played both of them in that turn.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because I don't think I'm gonna block. Well, actually, maybe I will, because my Kadachis don't even attack for anything, which is a bummer, man. It is a bummer. Okay, well, actually, you know what? Maybe I do have a line here. I'm gonna take it. No block.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have any reactions.
So I'm gonna take 4, go to 11, and then we're gonna banish my nothing, and then also my top card, which is a blue snatch.
Okay. So I have removed the option for you to have a blue snatch at least, so that's good.
Yeah. At least that specific blue snatch.
Yeah. 1 of 2. That's not bad. I'm Arsenal the last card in my hand, and then just pass over to you.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to take up my tunic. I am going to... This is actually just dumb, but I think it might be worth it. We'll see if this does anything. This is like trying to scrabble like together this is like MacGyver, right? I'm trying to scrabble together some sort of plan out of like a piece of gum, a piece of string, and like a bobby pin. All right, we're gonna start with a predatory streak. This is a red predatory streak, so that's gonna create 3 crouching tigers, the nice ones. In my banish zone, I may play them this turn with Gogan. So yep, we got the predatory streak. These are all here. I'm just gonna kind of set them visible because they are very relevant. We're going to... Yeah, I think this is the way we do it. I think we are going to immediately just break the combat chain and attack with... Oh, you have stuff there, though.
You have...
Well, yeah, okay. Well, yeah, you know what, we'll see. I would like to attack with double strike for 1.
Yeah, that definitely happens. So I will, unless you have any reactions.
I do not have any reactions. So double strike will banish itself, and I can play at this combat chain. Next up on the combat chain order, I'm going to play this Crouching Tiger, but not for 0, for 2, because it gets +1 from Benji and +1 from the Tiger Stripes Yuko.
Yeah. Yes. I will take 2 and go to 9.
All right. And then on the same combat chain, I would like to attack with this Double Strike for 1 and a Mask of Momentum trigger.
Well, that one's the awkward part.
Yeah. MacGyver.
I will. You have 1 card in hand?
I do have 1 card in hand. Yeah, this is 1 card in hand.
Let's see what happens if I block with this Toxic Tips.
Okay, so you're going to block with Toxic Tips for 1. I do have a reaction.
No!
It is a Lunging Press for 1!
Oh,
yes!
God.
Lunging Press.
Okay, yeah, so I will be taking 1,
Awesome.
and you will be drawing a card.
Yeah, Mask Trigger, draw a card. You know what? Out of all the cards I could have drawn, this was a very good one. I would like to play Salt the Wound.
Ooh.
So Salt the Wound is going to get +1 for each attack that has hit this combat chain. And so it's going to be attacking for 5 total, because 3 attacks hit, right? We had the first Double Strike, Crouching Tiger, and then the second Double Strike.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 5.
So it's 5 total.
Yes, 5 total. Gets a +3.
You're at 11?
I do be at 11, yeah.
I'm going to declare no blocks, and I would like to move to reactions.
I have no reactions.
I would like to Fate Foreseen from my hand to opt. I think we can afford to put that one on the bottom. But yeah, so I'll be blocking 4 and looking to take 1.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Fantastic. So go to 7.
Tiger for 0.
I will take 0.
Tiger for 0.
Gladly.
Okay. Just for folks who know, I don't believe these would count as hitting, right? If they actually...
No, because they have to deal damage.
Yeah. So
for it to have considered.
In case you're watching this video and you're like, oh, why didn't I do the double tiger before the Salt the Wound? Salt the Wound only counts cards that hit, and 0 doesn't count. So
0 is not.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and clean up my turn. We do have a couple on end of turn, or start at the end of turn phase triggers. We have Frailty, which is just gonna go away, get out of here, and then Blood Rot, which I cannot pay for, so I will go down to 9.
Okie dokie.
Off of the Blood Rot.
So you're at 9.
I am at 9.
Interesting.
What are you at?
I am at 7.
Okay, less than 9. Happy to hear it.
We're pretty close. And let's see what happens if I try to do some stuff. I'm going to play this Isolate from my hand for 3 with Dominate and go again.
I'm going to block 3 with the Soul Bead Strike.
Okay. I would like to do the same thing again.
Oh my god.
Isolate for 3. Doesn't have go again this time.
Alright, doesn't have go again. I'm at 9. You have a card in Arsenal. How many cards do you have in your hand?
1.
1 card in hand. I'm going to block for 3 with this Mind State of Tiger.
Yes. You have successfully blocked both Isolates.
Yes.
I will be moving to the end of my turn.
Alrighty. Start a turn. Tunic goes to 3. I'm just gonna Kodachi you for 1. Pitching this other Mind State of Tiger that I have. Floating 2. My entire Mind State is Tiger. I have become Tiger.
I will take this damage.
Okay.
And go to 6.
We'll Kodachi you again for 1.
I will take this damage and go to 5.
Bold move.
Indeed.
Now I'm gonna try to do some shenanigans. You can block it though, which is interesting. I would like to stab wound you for 2 And it has multiple on hits. It has its own on hit effect, which you would lose 2 life, and then a Mask of Momentum as well.
Well, see you later, Crown of Providence.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, how much resource? There. Okay, so I'm not going to sink.
Okay. That's just going to do it for my turn then. I'm just going to go ahead and go to the end of my turn and clean everything up.
Alrighty. Let
Little
us...
double Mind State of Tiger Hand.
Okay, well, let's see what happens. I'm going to pitch this Prowl, and with 1 resource floating, attack in with this Spider's Bite for Uno.
Spoder Boat for 1.
Spoder Boat.
Cards in hand.
3.
Gross. I'll block with this Lunging Press for 2.
Okay. Then I will attack with this Infect for 3 with Go Again. Hits you will get a blood roll.
Indeed, indeed. Okay, so now is where I really have to think. You have no equipment left with block.
Correct.
Okay. I am going to say no blocks. Go to reactions.
I would like to react. Pay 1 to spike this Infect with Frailty.
That's the worst one. All right. I have no reactions to this, so I'm going to take... Unless you have more reactions, I'm going to take 6.
It will be 6, yeah.
I take 6 and get a lovely Frailty. I go to 3.
Frailty and Blood Rot.
Oh, that's true, because it's an infect. Oh, look at these. My best friends. They're back. Yo, party!
They missed you.
Party at Benji's. Let's go.
I do believe that this next card is going to make you want to block, however. As much as I'm sure you wouldn't want to. I'm going to attack in with this Surgical Extraction, pitching this other Surgical Extraction.
Okay, let me...
So it's coming in for 4. I have 1 resource floating, but no cards in hand. So what you see is what you get.
This is interesting. I think we are at the point where we have to throw in a little bit of our fridge here. So it's coming in for 4. You have nothing on board, no equipment available. What's your life total at? You're at
5.
5. Can I kill you? Maybe. All right. We're gonna block. Oh, jeez. So rough. We're gonna block with the mask and the shoot go for 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine enough trade. Those are both very impactful pieces. So
yeah. Yeah. You'll see what I got rocking here. It's a gamble either way, but I think this is the way that possibly leads me to win this turn. So we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I have passed over to you. So show me what you got.
Show me what you got. Okay. We're going to use our resources from our tunic. So to generate 1 resource. And then I'm going to use that to play Art of War.
Ooh.
The mode on Art of War is going to be... This is a really interesting choice because I don't necessarily want to give my things +1/+1 with my hand. It's only good if I draw tigers, but it's bad if I don't draw tigers. So I am just going to say banish, draw 2, and go again.
Okay.
So I'm going to banish this Soul Bead Strike. And draw 2. These are my resources. Okay. Yeah, we got game here. We got game here. I would like to snatch you for 2 with Go Again.
2 with Go Again. Well, I cannot block that, so I will say that I have no reactions. Move to take 2 damage unless you have any reactions.
Nope. No reactions.
Oh.
All right. No reactions. I draw my card.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to... I think this is how we do this. I think this is how we win here. I would like to play Salt the Wound for 4. So I'll get +1 from its own effect, +1 from Benji.
Okay. I'm at 3, so it is relatively rude. I think I do have to just full block this and see if there's anything else I can block. So I'm just going to block for 6 with the Sedate and Wither.
Okay. I do have a reaction.
Okay.
I'd like to use my Snapdragon Scalers to give this go again.
Sounds good.
I would like to play... It's really funny how I have to play around this card for both players, actually, because I didn't want to give it the +1 from Benji. This is a Spring Tidings for 2.
Yup. I'll take 2 and go to 1.
I'm actually just gonna not... I'm just gonna end it here. I have an
got the
access,
thing?
though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna beat around the bush with it, yeah.
KO.
All right, yeah. What were the top 2, just in case? Pouncing Key and another Art of War. That's actually kind of funny. The Art of War was kind of a whiff there. That was close. That was really close.
Oh.
I had a feeling that if I didn't end it there, it was not looking good for me. I was going to be at virtual 1 because of the Blood Rot, and I was just like,
and you didn't have access to Godachis? I thought I was in a good spot.
yeah. I was like, I think I could still pull this together with the cards that I had. So, that was close. That was good.
Yeah.
I love, even when you're playing with like these just like slam cards down kind of heroes, I like having like a little bit of a thinky turn at least, where I'm like, leveraging some really powerful cards to try to go for what I would consider, not really guaranteed, but like a high probability of killing you turn.
Yeah, because if you, on the turn that I attacked with the 2 isolates, if you didn't block the second one, or if you only blocked it for 2 or whatever, I was going to give it go again and then pitch the blue in hand to surgical you.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been a lot earlier, but you did successfully block both. So.
Yeah, well, thank you all for joining us here on the Flesh and Blood YouTube channel for some Outsiders Skirmish Season Gauntlet gameplay. I hope you enjoyed the series. I know I had a lot of fun building these decks. The 2 ninjas, I played both Uzuri and the 2 ninjas. I think the 2 ninjas got some awesome, really, really fun stuff to play with from Outsiders. And obviously Uzuri is my favorite hero, and I had an absolute blast playing her. And I'd like to thank Bill and the rest of the guests for joining me for this. It was a good time. So
thanks for having me.
And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you later.